Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Wavy and this is Just Wavy Media, and if you're a returning subscriber or frequent surfer, you are most welcome as well. Thank you so much for joining me again today in our last video for Disneyland Paris. This was back in 2013 with my friends Andy and John. But yeah, our last Disneyland Paris video from this first trip to Disneyland Paris in 2022. This is things you might not know about Disneyland Paris. So I've got some things that you might not know, but that I've discovered over the internet, and I have to shout out Sam for God and also Provost Park Pass and See You in Main Street. Those three channels, I will link them in the description, who were full of this information, and I watched a lot of their videos and learned a lot about Disneyland Paris, and then made this video while I was over there. So enjoy things you might not know about Disneyland Paris. So things you might not know about Disneyland Paris. One of them is here at the train station. A lot of them are covered by the 30th anniversary stuff. There's a lot of music at the minute, which is very exciting for me, and I don't know what's going on. But there's one just over here, so we'll go take a look at it. I'll turn the camera. So I have turned the camera around, and here we can see this EDRR. So Disneyland Paris was originally, before Disney fully owned it, called Euro Disney Resort. So Euro Disney Railroad. There's some elements of that old Euro Disney, sorry about my hand, Euro Disney just left here on the train station. One of the things you might not know about Disneyland Paris is that they love their soundscape, as well as how things look and how things smell. You've got places along Main Street USA where you can hear certain sounds, and this is one of them. I can't hear it from where I'm standing, so hopefully I'll be able to pick it up on the camera. But this dental school up here, you can hear people being trained how to be dentists. In my video about things you might not know, I can't zoom out because it's basically things you might not know about Disneyland, I talked about the windows of Main Street. That is something that continues here in Disneyland Paris. I don't know, looking at them, who a lot of the people are, but we do have one that I recognize, the Disneyland casting agency. So I'll turn around the camera and we'll look at it, because it's here as well, just like it is in California. So we've got kind of a hidden Mickey right up here. Open since '92, Disneyland Park casting agency. It takes people to make the dream a reality. Walter Elias Disney, founder and director emeritus. And we've got the door, casting agency door. Which of my fingers can you see? You can see a finger. We've got the door. So something you might not know about Disneyland Paris is that the two American Disney parks are both represented here just inside the Emporium from, that's the Disneyland Railroad station right over there. So you've got Florida's Emporium here behind this cashier, and California's behind this cashier, and I'll take a closer look at them. So here you can see we've got Orlando, Florida written there. There's the Emporium. This is the Emporium that's in Magic Kingdom. Open 7 days, and if you see here it says established 1871, and just like if you see my Main Street USA video, which I'll link above, this Emporium says it was established in 1892 because it was opened in 1992, and so we've got 1871 because of course Disney World opened in 1971. And then if you over here, we've got a picture of Walt Disney on this one too. We've got the Emporium from Disneyland, and it actually does look like it. It says Los Angeles, California, which of course that's not where it is. It's technically in Orange County, and you will see here, down there, 1855, because Disneyland in California opened in 1955. So things you might not know about Disneyland Paris. Here at the entrance to Adventureland, we've got this giant egg up here on top of one of the towers. Can you see it? So this is an old Arabic folklore thing, but it's also a reference to Tokyo Disneyland, because in Tokyo Disneyland there's a ride called Sinbad, which is where that cute tiger comes from that everybody loves, and there's a giant bird in that, and this is that giant bird's nest. So we've got a reference to Tokyo Disneyland here, as well as to Arabic folklore in Adventureland. Adventureland, because Adventureland, unlike in Disneyland in California, Adventureland here is more based on like the Middle East, instead of like the jungles of like Africa or South America, like in California. So now I'm walking back towards Frontierland here because we're going to go to Phantom Manor as my first ride, of course. But Frontierland here in Disneyland Paris, you know Disney, you know how they tell stories and how amazing they are at telling stories. So Frontierland here in Disneyland Paris is an entire story of a land all by itself. The whole land tells one unified story. So Phantom Manor, Big Thunder Mountain, this area here that we're just walking into now is all one story. But that's not going to be this video. We'll have that in a different trip because I need to do a bit more research on it so that I know it all off the top of my head. So another of the things you might not know about Disneyland Paris is when you come out of Phantom Manor, you're given two options: Boot Hill and the exit. A lot of people just go straight for the exit, but we're going to go to Boot Hill and have a look at what's over here, because what you can see this way is the Phantom Manor's graveyard, and we will find some graves coming up here on the left. We've got some graves. Let me turn the camera around. So it looks like Ma Murphy was not a fan of the relationship between Frank and Mary, which says "till death do us part." And if you'll notice, they both died in 1859, and Ma Ballard says "over my dead body," and also died in 1859. So looks like they might have died on the same day. Does this one say 90? Maybe 1892. That's very creepy. And it's kind of, you know, westerny over here. So we've got like your man's shoes here. Leadfoot Fred danced too slow, but now he's dead. And this is like a saloon door as a graveyard. A gravestone, rest in peace. Like Barcombe Benny. Seems he drank one too many. All the puns. All the puns. And then here, this big giant grave. Some people say it's the Phantoms. It's not. You can hear Big Thunder Mountain just there. But sometimes when you listen to this one, you can hear a heartbeat in it, but I can't hear that now. None of these sounds that I've heard happen seem to be working today. So this could be the bride's grave. I can feel it, but I don't think I can hear it. Can you hear it? Bump, bump. So there is a heartbeat in there. And then if you go over this way, you will find the graves of the owners of Phantom Manor. They are both buried here. Quarreled and fought as man and wife, now silent together beyond this life. Here's Martha, who's the mother, and Henry, who he himself is. He founded Thunder Mesa, the mine, looking for gold, and then he became the Phantom because he unleashed the curse on himself. And so that's what you'll find this way. And there's a few more. There's a pet cemetery as well, of course, like all haunted mansions seem to have. We've got it here. There's a squirrel. I don't know if you can see them very well, but there's like a squirrel here. One looks like kind of a cat, also a person. And what's in the back one? I guess that's Sasquatch. You see that? Yeah. Fascinating. And there's a glacier there. route. Anyway, if it hasn't moved, I'll try and catch it again later. Oh, there we go. It moves by itself, or the ghosts move it, whichever. So you might remember me saying that soundscapes are important here in Disneyland Paris from Main Street. So here at the Cool Post in Adventureland, you can hear a radio over here, which makes noises. I'm going to insert a clip and hopefully you can hear it now as well, but I want to show you as well while we're here. Look at all of the ways that it says Coca-Cola, just in like different languages. So like, see here, and there's more over there. So it's pretty cool. Isn't this kind of creepy? Like my eyes are so dark. Hey guys, for the next thing you might not know about Disneyland Paris, Disneyland Paris does not have a Splash Mountain, but it also does not have a jungle cruise. However, the 8th wonder of the world is still here in Disneyland Paris, and it's just behind me here. You can probably hear it. You know what the 8th wonder of the world is from the jungle cruise? Backside. And so here it is, the 8th wonder of the world, backside of water. You probably can't hear a word I'm saying because of it, but there it is. Even though we don't have a jungle cruise in Paris, we do still have the famous backside of water, probably putting dye in there to make it look all murky and dirty, just like it does in the jungle cruise in Disneyland. Another of the things that you might not know about Disneyland Paris, but that I really like about Disneyland Paris, is how much they incorporate Disney characters and sets and like stuff into this park. So you know, with like Disney's California Adventure and Disneyland, you don't see a lot of Disney characters besides meet and greet type characters around the place. You don't see, you know, like stuff that look like they're out of a Disney movie exactly, or an animated Disney movie. You do here, although a lot of them are actually Pixar. But anyway, just over here as you go through Adventureland, we see Russell and Mr. Fredricksen. So I'll turn that around so you can see it there. So here they are in Adventureland. It's Russell out adventuring, wilderness exploring, and Mr. Fredricksen. And so this is the inside of the Discovery Arcade on the Discovery Land side. So Main Street USA is like out that way. I've ducked in here to avoid the parade route because the parade has just finished, so everybody's going the other way. Here's some of the 30th merch that you can get. And so this is really handy to skip past things in Discoveryland, as well as them having an X-Wing from before Disneyland had an X-Wing. You can also find Wally and Eve over here too. So here's things you might not have known about Disneyland Paris. One of the only things I think I have for Walt Disney Studios Park, and that is this fountain here outside the Ratatouille ride. These, and I'm not going to do it, but you can find it on the internet, there's like little pictures of the mouse running. If you were to spin it or speed it up, it will look like it's running. It's one of those things like animators use to make animation motion. This is what I'm talking about. The Ratatouille fountain is one of these. So for our next thing you might not know about Disneyland Paris, there's a shop here in Adventureland just after you come in. Wait, where is the entrance? Here somewhere. There it is. And there's Agrabah Cafe called the Curious Giraffe en français. And inside there is actually a Curious Giraffe animatronic. So audio, maybe not audio, but definitely animatronic. Let's go see him. Here he is, munching away on his grass, looking above the shop. Top tip for Disney shopping, always look up because there's always something to see. Here, it's a Curious Giraffe. He's curious because he's breaking through the wall to look at you. As you shop, he eats. I don't know if you can see her, but you can actually see the bride in that middle floor window, looking out for her lost 4 husbands and her father, the Phantom Gill. And then when you go into the ride, you see her looking out that window as well. That's a nice bit of continuity. I'm here in Adventureland with another thing you might not know for Disneyland Paris. You can find Zazu from the Jungle Book. No. You can find Zazu from the Lion King and Kaa from the Jungle Book here hanging out in Adventureland together and not killing each other, which is strange in itself, really, isn't it? So you can come see them here. So, things you might not know about Disneyland Paris, but you also might, because the same thing happens in Disneyland. The Evil Queen looks out of this window, so we'll see if we can see her look out, just above the Snow White ride. I'm going to turn the camera around and see if we can catch her. Yeah, there she is right now, looking out her window, down at everybody, just like in Disneyland. One of the things you might not know about Disneyland Paris is they've got these old phones in a few places. And the old phones, if you pick them up, you can hear conversations. Hopefully you can hear this, let's see. So there's one here in the shop where they do the 30th anniversary merch. And there's a few more in other shops on Main Street too. There's 3 or 4 of them, I think, total. For our last thing you might not know about Disneyland Paris in this video, we are at the front of Le Château de Belle Dormie. I think that's how you say it, or maybe Bois Dormie. Le Château de Bois anyway, Sleeping Beauty's castle. And there are a couple of turrets or towers that have like gold on them, like this one here. And you can see these little like notches on those. The Imagineers here, to pay tribute to France, put little snails on them. So all those little, where are they? Those little dots you can see, and I'll zoom in and turn the camera around. They're all snails because, of course, French people like to eat escargot, which are snails, so they put snails on the castle. So you see on this gold tower here, and next one here, if you were to zoom in, that's as much as I can zoom in, but if you could zoom in more, you would see that those are little snails and that those are little snails as well. A homage to French culture on the French Disney castle. So that is all I have for you today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a like. Click that subscribe button to keep the tide coming in. Hit the notification bell so that you know the next time I post a video. I will link the Disneyland Paris playlist above. You're probably going to see this multiple times because I'm just filming one outro for a number of videos. So you'll see this beignet loads of times. Yeah, thank you for surfing on a channel that's just wavy enough for surfing, and I hope you have as magical a day as I'm having today. Take care, guys.